And just like that, we are live. So thank you all. Wow. It is Wednesday. It is October 26th. Holy moly. This has been a busy little time. We've had a lot going on. If you, of course, are brand new to the channel, I do highly recommend that you head on down, and I'm going to recommend that you do that clicking, perhaps even just a gentle pressing, tapping. You can smash the like button if you'd like. You can just tap it. If you're watching on Twitter, of course, if you're watching on LinkedIn Live, thank you for watching. My name is Eric Wright. I'm a part of your presenting team here. And with that, let's do the official thing here. This is a special recap, catch up on what's going on. There's a lot of neat stuff that's happening ahead with my team at GTM Delta, partnering up with Meyer Media, my good friend John Meyer. If you're not already following John, make sure you do that. Easy to find as well. You can head on over to johnmeyer.com, get a hold of his stuff. He's got, of course, Meyer Media, the John Meyer podcast, and very proud, of course, that this is also being hosted with my own podcast. So we got a ton of really great partnership opportunities that are going on. Lots of really cool new names that are coming to the event. And let's talk about the event. So with that, I really want to focus today on why another event. Okay. One of the problems we've always bumped into in the industry is the lack of truly engaging events. We went through the last 2 years, 3 years. I honestly don't even know. It's been a long time that we moved to suddenly remote. We moved to going from in-person events to 100% digital. There was really a huge shift in how we engage. This is a problem for many different angles of humanity. Number one, of course, is that the lack of ad hoc interaction that occurs when we are at in-person events. Now, obviously, we can't really go back and talk about why we were left with no choice, but here we are. We're going back to in-person events. But in the meantime, all of these digital events, I found that people just moved to webinars. They said, we're going to do more webinars. And they started to treat their digital events effectively like really long webinars. And this is the problem that a lot of digital marketing teams suffer, a lot of startups, and heck, a lot of enterprises, that the belief that they have a captive audience, and by having a captive audience, they can effectively just kind of put more content in front of them and have it be equally effective. And this is the problem, that it is actually not the case, right? Just basics of attention psychology tell you that it's not going to work. So how do we deal with this problem, right? Like, the problem we've got is that lots of content is being created. Every day there is more video going on YouTube than has been created up to that point. That's the kind of numbers that we see. How do you differentiate yourself and your brand from everybody else that's just firing up a YouTube channel? And the problem is that we can only sort of go as far as our own audience. This is the reason why a practitioner-led community that's truly agnostic is the core to what John and I are doing with the GTM Delta, Meyer Media, AWS Reinvent Experience, possibly the longest name you've ever seen in this. So I do highly recommend that if you got any ideas, you want to shorten that title, do so. But I want to talk really quickly about what it is that we're doing. Looking at what I'm trying to do as the brand for what GTM Delta and my company is doing, and my whole team, we talk about strategic technical marketing. And then when it comes to the event experience, now this is about us being able to take that same concept of actually giving emotion to technical content. So how do you make sure that you can create a true live experience that's by technologists for technologists? Everything that we want to be able to do is to create highly engaging content and ways in which that people can interact, collaborate, learn, and really elevate themselves. So we're 32 days away, the time that this is going live. That's wild. We are close to a big event. The cool thing, though, is that in doing what we do, we're able to now take this practice of what we generally used to do in direct vendor experience and now bring it to a broad set of partners and work together. So if you want to go to gtmdelta.com/reinvent, you can see all of the stuff that we've got here. And remember, the purpose of this really is that I want to make sure that you, as either a practitioner or potentially even a partner, you want to see how people can engage. We can take content that's being done in a live experience. We're doing keynote live streams, we're doing live expert panels. We're drawing from the best lessons of the peer group that we're among. And this is a big chance for you if you want to participate as a practitioner, as an audience member. If you want to be a contributor, we're definitely looking for folks to join us in person at the event as well as digitally. And there's going to be ways we're going to make it fun. We're going to have some prizes, all sorts of cool stuff. Now, let's take a look at what it means for what we're going to be doing there. Now, of course, I cannot go far without talking about the amazing people that have made this possible. We've got a fantastic set of supporting sponsors and people that are working with us to be able to cover the cost of the event, making sure that we're able to help support this creator community. And we talk about the influencer community, and I dread the word influencer. The reason why I dread the word influencer is because we struggle as humans in what does it mean to be an influencer? What it means is just like we're excited about technology. We're the blogger community. We're the Twitterati, as some would say. We love technology. We dig into it, and we're close to people that use this stuff all the time. So what I want to be able to do is elevate the voices of brand new people. I also want to take the lessons of the existing folks that have been doing this for a while. And that's why we've chosen the specific set of partners that we're working with in order to help drive this event in this growing community. When I say that we choose our partners, it's no joke. That our goal is to look for community friendly supporters that really understand the benefit that they can get by interacting with these communities. I couldn't even say what I'm saying today without the fact that we've got folks like Stephen Foskett and the Gestalt IT team and Tech Field Day and what that brought to me, the VMUG community, folks like Angelo Luciani. Angelo is just one of the most amazing humans you could ever know. Always gives more than he takes. In fact, I don't think he's ever taken anything. I have to kind of force him to take things. I really want to change the way that we can give back to that world, because what happens is these sort of influencers come along and they hit a point where they sort of adjust and shift, and perhaps then we don't create the right ladder for the next generation to come along. So very proud to say that we are working together with these partners. So of course, head on over again, go to gtmdelta.com/reinvent, and you can see the supporters. Of course, we've got GTM Delta. That's me and Irfan and my team. We're growing. So, wow, this is pretty cool. Actually sending out new hire packages. So as a co-founder, it's a pretty fantastic thing. The folks at Cohesity, I got to give a specific shout out to Teresa Miller. Teresa is one of those folks who, again, just embodies community, embodies what it means to support a technology community, and that concept of a rising tide lifts all boats. So big thank you to Teresa for championing. That was a lot harder to say than I thought it was going to be. Oh goodness, for being a champion for us inside the Cohesity organization. And so we're so happy to be able to work together with them and VMUG. So I also have to sort of shamelessly shout out, if you go on over to the podcast channel, go to youtube.com/Disco Posse podcast. And what you're going to see there is a fantastic interview with Brad Tompkins. Brad leads up the VMUG community, one of those people who, again, just embodies supporting others and creating a framework and a place that people can go to learn, and doing what we're doing, in that community where they work tightly, obviously, with the VMware team to be able to bring that stuff forward. But the VMware user group is far more than VMware, because it is filled with practitioners, and all of those practitioners, like me, have taken on new technologies, new methods, learned new things. And so we as a group, as a community, are growing together. So we're working together now to bring VMUG into the GTM Delta sort of explorers community, as I'm calling. Right. I guess maybe we're sneaking. We're going to have something cool to show. And of course, we've got the folks at Bellfleur, we've got Ibex Labs, we've got Shift Group, we've got PTP, N2WS, Morpheus Data, Converge, RackN. We've got Michael Levan. So if you don't already know Michael, you may have seen that he and I and John, we've all collaborated together on some stuff. So he is the NJ DevOps guy on Twitter. Do go check out. So go to the site. You check out everybody's sites. We've got clickable links out to get to everything. So you'll be able to head on over, see who's doing what. Head on over, say hi to Michael because he's a good human and deserves a little bit of a shout out. So. And of course, don't forget to go to johnmeyer.com. You can check out John's site. He's got both the podcast as well as Meyer Media. So if you're looking for really highly engaging, whether it's podcast hosting, sales kickoff hosting, because I know that season's coming up on us. Okay, now let's talk about what we're going to be doing at the event. We've got a lot going on, and this is what it is. We want to have live keynotes. We're going to have commentary. So every day we've got a really, really cool schedule where we're going to have daily streams that are going to encompass the keynote. We're going to have our influencer community in the suite with us to help to drive great conversation. And then we're also going to have daily expert panels. In fact, more than one a day because we've got a lot of them. We want to bring ideas together. This is a great chance for you to be able to have your voice heard. If you're new and you want to get involved in this community, it's literally not difficult. And sometimes it feels like it. We have the problem as well in this, I'll say the influencer sphere, where folks tend to not reach back out. It's hard, or it's difficult, as one would say, because what we're doing is we're creating so much content and doing so much work around engagement, it becomes challenging sometimes to, go further and reach back into the community for folks that are new. And I want to figure out, this is not a solved problem. And I haven't solved it yet, but I'm going to spend the next dozen of my years trying to solve this problem. How do we better create a path for brand new people or newcomers to the to the blogosphere, to who are vlogging, who are just even tweeting, like that just they've got something fantastic to say. I say everybody has a story and everybody has a voice. We want to amplify that voice. Speaking of amplification, of course, for one of the best in the business at being able to amplify brand, create highly engaging ways in which you and your company can reach people, as well as being the most incredible performer. So Rory Wheeler, so proud that Rory's going to join us in the suite for our VIP experience, which is going to be a 2-hour, really, really fun time. We're going to, host our partners. We're going to host some folks from the community. We're going to just bring us all together, have fun. And if you want to get a hold of Rory, then please do make sure you reach out to me. Of course, just go to rorywheeler.com, rorywheelermagic.com, or go to Just Roar Communications. That's ROAR, justroarcommunications.com. Rory's fantastic, and he will, he does everything from event experience up to sales training. Oh, that's right. We're talking about kickoffs, right? So this is the kickoff to kickoffs. We're heading into the first quarter of the year. A lot of people are doing stuff around company kickoffs. How do we do this? Our expert panels, we may even add one more because we've been getting a lot of interesting uptake around the developer experience. We are trying to make sure that we engage with every angle, every edge of our community. We've got security and networking. So that's the first target that we've got here, that, can we actually, make sure we can talk about these because they tend to go hand in hand. Multi-cloud management. This is going to be something we're so proud. Of course, we've got Brad Parks, amazing human and head of marketing over at Morpheus Data. He's more than just head of marketing. He is head of everything. He's just head of being an awesome human. So we're going to have Brad join us for that panel, as well as a bunch of folks from the practitioner community and the influencer groups. Infrastructure as code and automation. look, you can't say this without saying RackN right after it. So Rob Hirschfeld is going to be with us for an expert panel, and we're going to really go through some neat stuff and listen and really share the learnings of what's going on at the event. Data protection and compliance. So Teresa and her team from Cohesity are going to help join us for this panel. But of course, again, a broad set of voices from the community. This is not vendor specific stuff. This is just simply people that are affecting the environment, infecting the community in positive ways. That's why we've chosen the partners we have. AI and machine learning. I really do spend more time than one would believe digging into this, of course, through some of our customer interactions on the GTM Delta community and much more. And one thing that really stands out and that I've been working on for a while and that John has really taken the charge on is around sustainability and ethical computing. We've got folks that are going to join us for a panel there, and we love these conversations. They may be happening at the event. They're going to be live. We're going to have live chats. We're going to have some prizes. We're going to have some other things we're giving away because we want to enrich this community. We want to create a place where people can go. So if you want to get in the know as far as what's going on for this specific event, then head on over, go to gtmdelta.com. And when you go to there, you're going to get set up with all the notifications. This is big for us because by going here, you get communications. None of your data is for sale. I believe that privacy is a human right. And I think it actually says it right there in the little warning. All of the contact we're doing here is simply to be able to share information and enrich and empower the community. We're not in the business of using information as a thing that we sell. What we're doing is we're connecting people, and that's it. So you're safe in that. We will never, ever, ever. There you go. It's marked. It's on YouTube now. It's permanent. I've said it. GTM Delta will never sell your content or your identity. It's not our business. And that is true. In fact, even the partners, this is one thing. Somebody's community centric when they have no one's asked about getting contact information about who's signing up for the event. So thank you to all the amazing supporting vendors who've recognized that is not what this purpose is for, right? The purpose of the event, this is cool. And how often do you get a chance to do this kind of stuff? How often do you get a chance to really work with amazing people who are doing this kind of thing in the field? So we're going to have some special guests who are going to join us in the suite. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on, and we're going to go. This is a fun part because this is the kind of dynamic world that we live in. I'm jumping on. We're dropping an invite. We're going to get a special guest right now. Let's just see how this goes. So if you've got any questions, please, of course, drop something in the chat here. I see I've got some stuff. My chat hasn't come up on the live screen because for whatever reason, half my screen is dead here. But thank you for folks. Yes, good question that's come in. So people are using Twitter DMs. Like that's actually still a way that we still chat a lot. So what I've got here is I've been able to engage with the community. So question came in from a Twitter DM. How do we get involved as an influencer? So it's a great question. Drop me a DM if you want information. Go to sign up for the event, get started. But hit us up on DM or hit us up on LinkedIn. Oh yeah, I think I see somebody who's going to be joining. Oh, hello there.
Wow, what timing! Let me tell you what. Woo!
We're having a lot of fun here because what I've been trying to do is really unpack why we're doing this event, and so there you go. Of course, as the sign would indicate, the one and only John Meyer. So John, thank you very much for just doing so much with me in this event. I talked about the purpose of it, like creating a true practitioner-led community, which is why we've chosen the sponsors we've chosen. And when I say sponsors, I even feel kind of dirty saying that. Like they're truly community supporters. We say sponsors because that's how IRS regards it. But
for billing purposes, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we And we're running this event purely as a way to make sure that we could get there to create a supportive community for people to have a new voice and introduce them to peers in the group. So we're going to have a lot coming up in the next couple of weeks about the Explorers community. So the GTM Delta Explorers community is new. This is something that I'm doing, and I'm very proud because as somebody who came up through what the VMware community helped to elevate me. You, of course, John, were part of creating the AWS practitioner community that helps to create engagement, stuff you did with DeepRacer. Actually, I'd love to hear that. Let's talk about DeepRacer. What did you do when you got to AWS as a staffer? What was your purpose when you said, I want to get out to the world and affect it in a good way?
Eric, I gotta give a huge shout out first of all to all those and yeah, sponsors. We need a new word for that for this event because this is actually about you, the users, the practitioners, the engineers, the developers. Those are hands-on. That's what this event is about, and that's who it's for. Which leads me into Eric's question of Deep Racer. In fact, when I was at AWS, I was a PSA for cloud management tools. Basically, partners were my customers I worked with, and then what happened during is I got engaged with the Deep Racer community. And during the Deep Racer community, we started going to events and everything. And then shortly afterwards, unfortunately, the pandemic hit and nobody was going anywhere. And we needed a way to give back to the community. So I actually had one of the partners, a huge shout out, who is one of our sponsors to PTP. They had a tile track. They shipped it to me. I put it up in my basement and my kids were my pit crew. And we started live streaming for everybody that was part of the Deep Racer community from my basement to you guys. Actually, I was not part of that. Was not my sole role and responsibility, though I was looking to get into that. But that's actually what transpired to what I do today of doing a lot of live streaming and giving back to the community and growing it. And the community, the Deep Racer community has, and I can't accept credit with this because I did it a lot with a huge team. Actually, and I can't say a huge team. It was actually like 2 or 3 people. David Smith from AWS, he was my other cohort in all of it when we were doing the live streaming. But they credited us with keeping Deep Racer alive during the whole pandemic, or else it would have kind of like dwindled off a little bit. We had live events, we kicked it off, we had races, we had championships, and we actually did a thing. So that transpired to what it is today, what we're giving back. So Eric and I have partnered up, and he's a great friend of mine, huge man. Him and us coming up with this plan to do this is pretty awesome to give back to everybody. There is so much happening that it's so hard to encounter. You got to follow us on all social media channels. And if you want to get involved, I see a couple people drop in the chats how they can get involved. DM us. Let's do it. Let's get it. All right, there you go. Perfect. Eric's got it on the screen. The Explorer, fill out the form, reach out to us. We want to get you involved. We want to get you into the suite. We want to give back to you as the community.
Yeah, so I'm going to do is I'm actually going to update to put the form right here. The first wave of ways in which we want to engage, right? Like, what is an explorer? An explorer is some person that goes into unfamiliar area, right? This is the idea that they're willing to try something out. And this, you don't need to be an audience holder. You don't need to be an influencer. You don't need to be anything other than somebody who's curious and willing to share that curiosity with more than one person. And if you just want to share it with one, then that's fine. Like, what we want to be able to do is elevate the voices and give you access to a peer community that it can be, I'm going to say the word, game changing. There you go. There you go. Sorry, I feel dirty saying that because it's such an awful overused phrase, but really, this has, like, Angelo Luciani did this for me. He and Mike Preston, so follow them on Twitter as well. MW Preston, Mike is fantastic. We've got Angelo Luciani. He's when we started together in the VMware community, in the vExpert community, in the vMug community, this was about sharing problems and solutions and ideas, finding people of a common purpose. When we talk about community often refers to this idea of like people of a location, let's say fellowship to others, and they share common attitudes. And it doesn't need, like, you can be in a physical community. Like, I have neighbors. I probably could not pick them out of a lineup, because even though they're physically in my, like, geographic community, we don't interact as a community. But what I've got is this incredible sea of people that I get to communicate with and learn from every day. And so we're gonna create a way in which you can all come and have a place to go. It begins with this event, and it goes much further than that. So, do you like to look at what's coming? Do you want to listen to the world? Do you want to listen to other folks, and do you want to give back? I mean, 3 for 3. I just don't see any reason why anybody wouldn't want to participate in this, because what you get from it is you meet fantastic folks like John and all the amazing people that are in our technology community. Michael, many more. Chris, he's at Mistwire, of course. Chris Williams, somebody who I've also been lucky enough to spend a bunch of time with. We're going to hopefully be able to feature Chris, and we've got some other folks that are coming from his team. Anyways, there's so many names to give. So head on over, go to gtmdelta.com/reinvent, sign up for the event itself. Hit us up if you want to find out about the Explorers community. I'm going to update the website with news that's going on there. All right. We had a rough day. We had a fun day. So this is another thing. Let me just tell you quick, because this is like one more thing.
I got one more thing that no.
Yeah, this is my Columbo moment. We stand as a community because we support each other, not when it's good for us, but when it's good for each other. And, so we had, as timing often occurs, right? So we had, more than often, we've had situations where John and I and Michael and all Ned Bellavance, all these folks that we work together on this stuff, we get jammed up, and we need help. And this is one of the things. So if even it's as small as, hey, let's kick off the stream and we help each other when we can. But this is what's fantastic about finding people that share this common value. We want to learn together. And next thing you never know how it's going to go. You may find yourself on a vacation with these people that you met on Twitter. Stephen Foskett always said to me, someone asked him, they said, you have all these people that you communicate with on Twitter. Why don't you have do you have real friends? And he says, my Twitter friends are my real friends. And this is what we want to bring together. We don't know how we're going to go. We don't know what's the right. Is it Discord? Is it going to be another kind of an online community? Is it going to be a combination of in-person and online? There's going to be a lot of ways, because we're bringing developers, networkers, we're bringing, practitioners, cloud ops folks, Kubernetes folks. We got all these different things going on. We got KubeCon going on right now. We're going to have a little recap on that coming up on Friday. Oh, right. There you go. So we got, watch your Twitter feed. We got some neat stuff coming out. So anyways, there you go. So the point I'm trying to make is that you will be able to come to this community and ask anything, and this is what we want to be able to do. Freedom of ability to be unafraid to ask a question that you need help with. And because one day someone's going to ask a question and you're going to be able to help them. And there's just kind of no better feeling than to know that you've been able to give back in that way.
No, I agree. So, Eric, I'm going to give a shout out. I want everybody to know that we have 32 days left to reinvent. Yes, just slightly over a month. And things are just going to get more extreme from here on out. You're going to see so much stuff happening. A real quick shout out to our sponsors. Are you ready? We have VMUG, Cohesity. Of course, we have Go-to-Market, Delta, and Meyer Media sitting right up there. But we also PTP, N2WS, Bellflower Technologies, Ibex Labs, Shift Group. We have Morpheus Data, Converge. Yes, Converge is on the list. Racken is on there. Disco Posse Podcast. Yes, Eric, thanks for showing it on there. Halo Radius and Michael Levin. Thank you so much to all our awesome sponsors for this event. Stay tuned, because you're going to see more from them throughout the entire thing.
And if you do want to be a part, like I said, there's going to be a lot of different ways in which you can interact with this community. So do go there, sign up, head on over to the site, get your name in. This is simply for participation. There is no obligation. If you want to support the community, we are literally going to print in about 12 hours. So we're going to have a really, really cool, it's a running shirt. Okay, total guilty pleasure, because part of what we do is I had the VFit running community, which was born of again people that shared a common interest, and they happened to be technology practitioners. We began this at VMworld back in the day in San Francisco many years ago, and since then I should actually calculate it. I've probably run like 500 to 600 kilometers of VFit running community time. In fact, I saw a tweet this morning from Rob Hirschfeld, which was really cool. I love
Oh, I
how
saw that shirt. I saw him share it.
yeah.
Eric, I got a suggestion for you. You know how, like, for Deep Racer or AWS summits or even events like a concert, they have all the concerts on the back, the lineup of where you're going to be next. There's an idea for your next shirt. Like, listen, a VFit, we'll be here at this one, that one, or you've completed this and you can check it off.
Yeah, that's the it is something that we're going to see more and more because hey, look, this is the beginning of something like this.
Yep.
This event was a way for us. So there you go. Shout out to Rob. Follow him. He's at Zehicle, which find out what that's all about. In fact, I did a podcast with Rob. We talked about the idea of a zero emission vehicle. That's the origin of his handle. So really cool story behind that. So yeah, Rob's over at KubeCon, and there's a lot of folks that are doing neat stuff. The cool thing is that this idea, this sort of VFit community, it has gotten to the point where people collect all over the place now. Imagine that now we've got other fellow runners and fitness enthusiasts who are at these events, and that just came from a random hashtag that turned into now it's become this burgeoning community. In fact, when I was with Interop, they put it on the agenda, and some of the photos we have from the VFit page are fantastic because there's like 40 people. And it's just such a fun thing that there's, whether it's photography, music, some other creative outlet, some other fitness outlet, there's something else that everybody shares, and finding it in this technology community makes it so much easier to connect and build meaningful relationships.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. Don't forget to go to the website. Eric had it on the screen. He's going to click it again just because I mentioned it. We want to see you guys there. We want to see everybody interaction. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Really appreciate you giving us some feedback. This has been awesome, and glad I could join last minute.
That's it. So we're gonna wind it down for now. Thank you for the folks that did join. Thanks for the great comments. Looking forward to seeing folks in Las Vegas, but there's gonna be a lot of stuff in the meantime. And with that,
oh wait.
oh,
Even if you can't make, there's more. Sorry. Even if you can't make reInvent, you got to follow us because we're going to give you live to the minute updates on everything that's happening with our live streams and panel discussions. So make sure you follow us. Yes, at Disco Posse for everywhere. If you search him everywhere, you will find it. Yes, you can follow me as well, John Meyer on LinkedIn or at _ John Meyer on Twitter. But follow us. YouTube, you're going to see all the live updates happening. So if you can't attend in person, don't worry. You won't have FOMO. You will definitely see what's going on.
There's no FOMO in our world because, in fact, I call it the WOMO, the wonder of missing out. Because if you're not there, there's no need for loss. You can actually participate remotely because that participation is continuous. Such a cool opportunity. So again, thanks to all the folks who are a part of what we do, who make this possible. Check out gtmdelta.com /reinvent. And with that, we'll see y'all on the next stream.
See ya.